Let's get this straight. Yesterday, in broad daylight, terrorists from the Resistance Front, a Lashkar-e-Taiba offshoot, took credit for storming a meadow in Pahalgam and murdering at least 26 tourists, seeking out Hindus with chilling precision in the worst civilian massacre in Kashmir since 2008. The headlines should be simple. Hindus massacred in Kashmir by Islamists in a terror attack claimed by a Pakistan backed terror group. But what do we get from the New York Times, Washington Post, CNN, BBC, Reuters, and AP? Another masterclass in whitewashing, gaslighting, false equivalencies, and revisionist history, plus some spin and lies by omission for extra credit. Let's break it down. Across the board, you'll see patronizing sneer quotes around terror attack and sanitized references to the killers as militants. Some even have the gall to call them rebels. For the record, a rebel fights authority, a militant targets the state, and a terrorist deliberately targets and kills civilians to spread fear for ideological or religious aims. Survivors recount how terrorists demanded victims identify their religion, forcing them to show IDs or recite the Kalma, and murdered them if they were Hindu, deliberately sparing their wives and children to report their message of hate. The BBC's euphemism of who was targeted? Non Muslims. The intent here is as clear as it is old: target, murder, and terrorize Hindus for an ideological and religious war. Please spare us the neutral terms and erasure. Now on to gaslighting. Attacks on Hindus in Kashmir by Pakistan sponsored terrorists are neither rare nor random. Hundreds of the region's indigenous people, Kashmiri Hindu Pandits, were killed in the late 80s and early 90s, and over 350,000 ethnically cleansed, intentionally and permanently changing the state's demographics across religious lines. Since 2000, terrorists have repeatedly targeted Hindu pilgrims visiting Hindu sacred sites like Amarnath and Vaishno Devi, killing at least 71 and injuring 156. Let's move on to revisionist history and false equivalencies. The BBC claims that there have been two wars and a limited conflict between India and Pakistan over Kashmir. Actually, there have been three wars, every single one of them started by Pakistan. In 1947, Pakistan sent tribal militias to seize Kashmir, after which the king of the then princely state acceded to India. In 65, it sent thousands of disguised soldiers to incite insurgency, and in 1999, Pakistan forces infiltrated Kargil. Britain helped create this mess, so maybe a little less historical amnesia is in order, BBC. Kashmir is an integral part of India, historically and today. AP and Reuters calling Indians working or buying property in Kashmir outsiders or immigrants is absurd. Would they ever describe a native Californian